Good morning, my lovelies. Welcome once again to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. I am actually making my signature butternut squash and tomato soup. And because this recipe has been requested so many times, I thought I should bring you on and show you how I actually do it. So I've gone ahead and done a couple of processes ahead of time. So this is one whole butternut squash. I didn't peel it. I only washed it thoroughly and then cleaned the inside. I cut it into these size chunks. I kept the skin on because I find it very hard to peel the skin when it's dry and raw. So I keep the skin on, but I give it a nice scrub from the outside. I also took 2 red apples and I peeled them and took out the seeds. And then I steamed everything along with a little bit of ginger, salt, and turmeric into my Instant Pot. If you have a pressure cooker, you can do this in that as well, or you can do it on the stovetop. I've pressure cooked this for about 13 minutes. And now after 13 minutes, this is what it looks like. It just becomes really easy to scoop out all of the good stuff. So all you do is just take a kitchen towel and go in. Now my camera is upside down, so I may not be getting to the comments immediately, but if you're watching, definitely let me know where you're tuning in from. This is the most requested recipe of 2021. Right from the day I made it first for a catering up until when I made it for the senior center. And when I actually went and met those seniors, they all remembered the taste of the soup. It really is the simplest thing. And you can make this for your holiday table. You can make it for a regular weeknight. The great thing about this soup is that it also freezes really well. If you don't like butternut squash, but you like pumpkin, make it with that. I've made it with pumpkin. The technique is always the same. You can make the same thing with delicata squash. You can do it with pumpkin. You can do it with sweet potato. And I kid you not, every time it just tastes better and better and better. Now, because I'm doing a combination with tomato, and I'm going to use ready-made tomato base that I have in my freezer at all times. If you've taken any of my classes, you know that I teach a basic red gravy, tomato-based gravy. So you could use that. If you have my book of curry secrets, you know how to make that. There's also some videos that I've done on the live, which you can catch the replays of, or you can see it on the YouTube channel, Queen's Curry Kitchen. Just follow those and you'll have the same tomato base always in your fridge. It's great to have that to make some quick weeknight dinners when you're running out of time. But if you want to make it with tomatoes and you want to make it from scratch, but you don't have any pre-made tomato puree or base in your fridge, then when you're boiling this, just wash and score 4 tomatoes and add them to the pot. And you'll see that the skin will come off very easily. Just create a little X-shaped slit at the bottom of the tomato and then dunk it into the Instant Pot. When everything steams together, the skin of the tomato will come apart. And then you just peel it off. It's rather effortless. Some people also like to add a clove of garlic to this. I don't like to do that because I just feel like it interferes with the sweetness of the soup. Okay. Yeah, so you see how easily this comes off. The whole skin will come off. And you see how thin it is? Like you can literally see my fingers, so it's so thin. So you can literally scrape down to the last bits of the goodness of the vegetable that you're putting in. And this recipe works really well with any root vegetables. I see Maria is tuning in. Hi, Maria. Good morning. Welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. Okay, so just gonna scoop out all the good stuff. And if you have babies in the house, or if you have children or grandchildren who are just learning to eat, just pureeing this and blending it and putting it on their plate is really a good way to have them eat the same thing that you're eating for dinner. Okay, so you don't have to cook different meals. That's what I did. Once my daughter was about 9 months old, I stopped making baby dinners. For lunch, I would make something for her, which included a medley of vegetables and chicken and whatnot. but for one meal she would eat pretty much what we ate, and to this day she's not a picky eater. She eats everything. She knows how to cook her own food, and she enjoys every cuisine of this world. So I think it was a good start. This is super hot, so I have to hold it in a napkin. If you've waited to allow it to cool perfectly, you should be able to hold it in your hand, okay? I did peel the apples beforehand so that I don't have to peel off the skin after it's boiled. It's very easy to peel an apple, so it's not so Herculean to do that. Okay, this one's a little bit... I thought I'd do this beforehand before I came on camera, but I figured, hey, you know what? Let me talk to you guys and get the work done at the same time. Wow. Sorry. Okay, so this is the last one. Okay, you can see from one butternut squash, we got quite a lot of stuff. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this back to this pot in which I had everything. Now, if you want to make this with just butternut squash or with just sweet potatoes and no tomato, then I would suggest to put a little handful of red lentils in there. And what that will do is it's going to give that the soup a little bit of a body and a nice flavor. Okay, so you can see the apples are also pretty well mushed. The only thing I added was a pinch of salt, some turmeric, and pinch of salt, turmeric, and ginger. So I'm gonna go in with my stick blender and give it a blitz. Pardon the noise. You can see there's a huge piece of ginger in here, which I did not grate. I just put it whole because I knew that I was going to eventually emulsify it. So if you see that it's getting a little slow in breaking down everything, go ahead and add a little bit more water. Let me come back with that. This soup is supposed to be creamy, so we are going to be using some store-bought heavy cream. If you have carrots, you can also incorporate carrots. They give a very beautiful flavor to your soup. So basically, it's a very seasonal soup that you can have. You can make it ahead of time. It freezes really well. And this is the one soup that I don't like any chunks in, so I just want to make sure I blend it really nicely. Okay, now is the time. I'm gonna remove this. So if you have any questions, you can always drop it in the chat. I'm happy to answer your questions. Anjuji is watching. Meeta Bhasin, welcome, welcome. Good morning, Anjuji. How are you today? This is the tomato base that I was talking about. I always have this in my fridge or freezer. And it's nothing other than the red gravy, the tomato-based gravy that I teach in all my classes, in my cookbooks. So there is a cookbook called Curry Secrets, basically where all the base sauces and curries of how the restaurants make their curries is included. All the secrets, all the hacks of how it's done in the commercial world is in that book. So you can certainly follow that book. So I have to make about 5 portions, right? If you want more butternut, less tomato, less butternut, more tomato, more sweet potato, whatever it is that you desire, you can absolutely calibrate it to your liking. Okay, now I'm also going to, since I didn't put fresh carrots, I'm also going to go ahead and add some carrot juice. This is one of my crazy hacks. Like all my curries that are red in color where I use a lot of tomatoes, I go ahead and add some fresh carrot juice just to increase the beta carotene that I will be consuming, okay? So, and when I don't have fresh carrots, then I use that. Okay, so now I've put my Instant Pot on sear mode. So we will be simmering this soup. At this point, the two most important things that take this flavor over the top. I'm going to add those. One is going to be freshly grated ginger. This is organic, so I don't peel the skin. If you're using non-organic, then peel the skin for sure. And just grate it right over your pot. That flavor burst of ginger is just so refreshing in this soup, and it pairs beautifully with the root vegetables. So it has a nice creamy, tangy quality, plus it has the sweetness of the apples and the butternut squash. So it offsets everything beautifully. Okay, that. And then the other thing that also enhances the flavor of this soup, excuse me, is ground cinnamon. I know if you're Indian, you're probably thinking, I don't like cinnamon, but trust me, just that hint of cinnamon in this soup really kicks it up a notch. You'll actually feel like you're eating at Wolfgang Puck. I don't know if you've ever tried the butternut squash soup at Wolfgang Puck's, but this one, not because I'm making it, but it clearly is better than the original. Okay, so this is going to simmer now. I'm also going to add a little bit of heavy cream. Now, I eyeball everything, but you can certainly decide if you want to keep this vegan, then by all means you can add an oat milk or you can add some vegan butter and call it a day. Okay, this is the desired thickness after it has simmered for a while, which means that we should add a little more water so that after it boils down, it should look like this. Okay, so I'll be back with some more water. There you go. This will simmer for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then it's going to be ready to serve. One last thing that you want to add is a little bit of brown sugar. I was trying to get my hand in there, but clearly it's not going to fit. So just a little bit of brown sugar, depending on how sweet your carrots and apples are. You can skip the step if you want. I just feel that it brings all the flavors together beautifully. When you serve the soup, you can top it with a dollop of butter. You can top it with some pumpkin seeds that have been roasted. You can also top it with just good old black pepper and a drizzle of heavy cream. I'm gonna check for salt and see if the tastes are balanced. It's really good. I feel like it needs a little more salt. So I don't really use any of those pre-made cubes or veggie stock kind of things in my soup. I just feel like there's too many preservatives in there. We don't need that for sure. Okay, we're gonna give it a gentle stir. And this is going to start simmering soon because I've put it on sear mode. Some people also like to add a hint of curry powder, and that's fine too. It really gives it a good taste. So not the Indian curry powder, but you could use like the curry powder from Kirkland, Costco or something. So in case you're planning to make this without the tomatoes, these are the lentils that you will use when you're boiling. Just wash them well and add it into the pan when you're boiling all the vegetables. It's going to give it a really nice creamy texture and a great flavor. So that's pretty much it. This is how you do it. Let me check the salt again. Oh, perfect. I think it needs a little more cinnamon because I like it to be flavorful. I'm gonna add a little more cinnamon. So always, taste your food as you go along, because as you add liquids or as you boil things down, the intensity of the flavors can change. And really don't be shy to use things that are for the season from the bounty of this earth. I think in America we get so used to eating everything all year round that we don't care if we're eating mangoes in December or watermelon in December or whatever. Everything is available, but just because it's available doesn't mean that it's seasonal, right? So eat seasonal stuff, eat all your colors. And if yellows and reds and oranges are something that you're lagging on, then this soup is the perfect starter. I usually serve this alongside my charcuterie board. Sometimes I serve it with a garlic and rosemary sour loaf petard, which I serve with a compound butter. I usually make my own compound butter with crushed red chili flakes and cilantro and herbs. So if you want to learn any of those things, let me know. I'm happy to do that. Let me just say a quick hello to all the wonderful people that are tuning in. My camera is upside down, so I can't really see everybody. Hey, Tim, you have been in my thoughts. I hope you're doing well. Good morning to you. There's also Yildiz. I think this is your first time here. Welcome. Gracie Osselman and Reena Sinha. So welcome to everybody. I hope y'all are having a great end of the year. The holiday season is upon us, and if you want an easy peasy soup without too much trouble, go ahead and make this and then send me a thank you note after you're done. Okay, so if you like it on the creamier side, on the richer side, add more cream. If you don't like dairy in your soup, then add vegan butter. It's going to taste absolutely phenomenal. And just before serving, you can add some freshly ground black pepper to this, and this is about it. Okay, so I just have to go. Once it's done, I do have to pack it and bring it to somebody who's not feeling well. So I'm doing that for her, and then I'm gonna hit the road and go pick up my daughter from college so that she can come home. Yay for the holidays. So I will see you guys real soon in another video. Until then, be blissful, be flavorful, have a happy and safe holiday season. And I'm sending so much love to your families and to you. I do value each and every one of you. I appreciate your support. We are now a family of 5,000 plus people on our Facebook page, and I have each and every one of you to thank. If you haven't downloaded the free chana masala recipe on my website, please go ahead and do that. It's just my way of saying thank you to you, and definitely get on the mailing list so that you can stay updated of all the classes. I plan to do more classes on Zoom in the coming year. So if you're really keen on learning to cook, I will be cooking from different countries, you know, since we can't travel and I love international food. I will be including recipes and classes in the live video where we will be cooking dishes from different countries. Most of it will be vegetarian. So, you know, stay tuned for all those announcements. If you're a part of the mailing list, you will get all the announcements in your email box. Okay, so thank you so much. Do follow the page if you haven't. You can share the recipe if you found it useful. And if you make it, definitely tag me in the pictures and let me know how it turned out. I promise you, your family will love this. So I hope you'll give it a try. I will see you soon in another video. Until then, you'll be good. Hey, Junkie, welcome. Good to see you here. It's been so long. I hope you guys are all doing well. I will see you real soon with more videos, more content. Let me know what you'd like to see. If there's, I'm actually going to do a soup series, especially in January. I will do oil-free soups. So we will do a soup series in January for all those people who are looking to have more soup and, you know, pack it with lots of vegetables and goodness without putting on the pounds. Of course, there will not be any heavy cream in any of those soups, but they will be absolutely delicious and packed with flavor. So that's coming up. I will keep you posted. Keep an eye out for all the announcements on our page on Instagram and Facebook so that you can stay updated. I will see you soon in another video. You guys, I love you. Have a safe and a wonderful holiday season surrounded by all the people that you love. Goodbye. Take care. Happy holidays.